Oh, I'm not there. Oh, no, I'm here. Okay. Ah, second stream. Never thought, never thought I'd ever do it. No, I planned it. I planned it. I only 2 streams a day. No, not 2 streams a day. 2 streams a week. I can't do 2 streams a day. That's too much. Yeah. Today is not going to be Stardew. As I said last time, it's not going to be Stardew. It's going to be one of my many passions, writing. I don't know if I'm the best writer, so this is writing practice. I'm going to randomize with a wheel and everything. I thoroughly prepared for this. I have all the things. I can't wait to show you. Yeah, so we're going to make some short stories. I don't know if the whole stream is going to be just developing one, or we're going to have enough time to develop like a lot more. I want like the max to be 3. More than that, that's too much in my opinion. For one day. I know a lot of authors, they write a lot. They write a lot in a day, but I think they mostly stick to like one story to write a lot about. So that's why I don't know if I'm going to be sticking to one, or if I'm going to think this is done, let's go to the next one and randomize another story. Yeah. So here's the first, not the first scene, but this is what we're gonna be working with. This is, I'm going to be using writer duet because it's the one that I use for my script writing. But this time I'm using it in the book version, so it has its differences. It's not the same things above here. It's not the same things. I already put some stuff out to prepare, brainstorming the plot. I'm not going to be the ones the one figuring out what these are, maybe like the names and everything, but the plot generator that's going to help me practice my writing is the one that's going to come up with the characters, the theme, and the plot, and also the setting. I forgot to put setting. I'll just put that there. How do we write setting? For someone that wants to write, I'm not that good at grammar, or not grammar, well that too, but spelling. I frequently forget how things are spelled, so I have to look it up. It's just something I have to do. I have to do it every single time. Okay. Yeah. But this is gonna be for story 1. Oh, wait, it's gonna go through the thing. Oh well. You saw me right there, but that means I can't write any numbers, because if I click any of the numbers, I'm going to switch my animation, or the way that you know, I clicked 3 and then I started writing. It's just like a tick or something. I write whenever I click the number 3. I don't know how. I don't know why. But yeah, I can't write any numbers. Well, they're not chapters, so that's going to help. They're not there's no chapters. It's only going to be like one scene that I'm writing about this. I'm gonna try and write 1 scene stories. Is that feasible? Yeah, I think it should be. It should be feasible. Hopefully. Format, I just need to just want to make these a tad smaller. Okay. Today I decided to eat my food before stream, so there will be no eating while I am doing this. And plus last time it was really kind of hard to eat while playing the game at the same time. This time, no. Nothing of the sort. But I do have something to drink right next to me. One of my favorite drinks. I will always drink it if it's there. It's lemonade. Lemonade is just so good. So good. Okay. Wheel. Okay, so now let's pick out the genre first. It's going to be a mashup between two genres. Like the wheel has the same genres 2 times, and then it's just going to be like a mashup of both the genres that it pulls out, or that is randomized. That's the plan. Let's go to the other scene to do that. This scene is only for the writing. The other scene is for once I get the plot, and then like once I get the plot, I'm going to like ideate by finding images on Pinterest that will help me flesh out like what I want for like them to visualize what the story is in my head, you know? It helps. I always like use Pinterest to visualize my story ideas and like collect. I'm a bit of a collector, so collector of concepts and ideas. And this, okay, so here's the wheel. It has all the genres to the over here, but then that's not what I'm going to be clicking. There's something here to click though. Let me find it. Spin all wheels. Okay, I found it. Wait. I'm just okay. Chest away. Spin all wheels. You have to be kidding me! Action horror? Action horror! God damn it, man! Those are the two that those are the two that I don't write almost at all. I don't. Yeah, what? What? God damn it. Okay. Action horror, it is. Okay. I really wanted something like satire or like romance, even isekai. Damn, or comedy. I don't know if I'm that comical. Not comical. Comical. I don't know if I'm that comical, but at least it's better than writing. Damn it! I think I'm really bad at writing this. Okay. Action horror. I have to write the genre as well. Action horror. Okay. I also need to write the genre. Action horror. Horror. Why? Why, cruel world? Why you do this to me? Action horror. Okay. Okay. And now you guys don't get to see this, but I'm going to randomize the, you know, the main character, the setting, and the main character, setting, situation and theme. That's what it said. Well, situation means plot, right? Yeah, situation means plot, in my opinion. I think. Well, they're different words, so they mean different things. But the situation, yeah, let's go with that. Situation is plot. Okay. Main character, click. Your character is old, impatient, and impulsive. Okay. Old, impatient, and impulsive. Oh, okay. Setting. The story begins at a pop-up restaurant. Okay. 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 I don't know how I'm gonna put that into action horror, but okay. It could be like an animatronic. Okay. Someone mistakenly believes she/he has killed someone. Oh, okay. This matches the vibe. Okay. That's the plot. And the theme. The theme is going to be, if the theme ends up being something stupid that makes no sense for it to be an action horror, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna try my best with whatever it gives me, but this is crazy. The theme is from enemy to friend. From enemy to friend? Action horror. Enemy to friend? Oh god. What? From enemy to friend? God damn. Okay. These are interesting. These are interesting. Yes, for sure. Yeah. But, I don't know. Some of these make sense together. The others, not so much. Not so much. Okay. Someone mistakenly believes she... It's an action horror where someone mistakenly believes she killed someone. So I guess the friend... No, the enemy... It starts out... Okay. The enemy thinks that the main character killed someone, which ties into the plot where someone mistakenly believes she killed someone. The person that may have believed that the main character killed someone is the enemy at the beginning, and then they slowly turn into friends. Maybe because they are the most obvious one is that they find the actual killer and then they have to band together to defeat the killer. Yeah. But how horror ties... Well, it depends on what kind of horror you mean. Because action, I understand. Like, that's the thing of like them having to go against the actual threat, the person that actually killed someone. It has to be someone close to the main character though. Okay, someone believes like an old person killed someone because they're impatient and impulsive. Well, okay. If the old person is impatient and impulsive, it will make sense that someone would be like suspicious of them because they might think, they have like a temper. They probably, it was like some it was a murder of passion or something in the moment. I hate you, kill you, you know? Let me go to Wikipedia to look more into the meaning of horror, because I don't know how I'm gonna tie that into the whole thing. Where is this genre? Literary genre. Fantasy, historical, Okay, horror, ghost stories, gothic fiction, monster, werewolf, okay. Occult story. Jiangxi fiction? What about Jiangxi? Okay. An atmospheric... Okay, so gothic horror, an atmospheric... What? I don't know if it's just the screen that has the words that I'm trying to read out are on the complete opposite side of where the microphone is, so whenever I have to like flick my head back and forth, makes no sense. I just need to move the mic. That's all I need to do. Let me just move the mic. Okay, I moved the mic. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna do a ghost story. No ghost story. Gothic fiction. I don't think I've ever read that. I probably saw it because I did know that. Well, you could consider it gothic fiction. It's the Cabinet of Calgary. Le Cabinet de Calgary. In French. Gothic fiction. An atmospheric supernatural tale centered on a fear of the taboo and unknown. Lurid secrets and personal tragedies are common in stories in which the past returns to haunt the present, thematically reflected in the genre crumbling, decayed architecture. The Castle of Otranto, 1764 by Horace Walpole exemplifies the heightened emotion and foreboding tone of the genre. Action horror, man. How am I just put the... Okay. I don't. I'm going to do only one scene. If I only do one scene, I can try and mash up everything up into one. I'm already thinking of characters. There's a minimum. There needs to be 2 characters minimum. Oh wait, I should probably generate the second person. Since there needs to be 2 characters. Characters. Okay. Oh, no, not there. That's one. Oh, that's one. Okay, I'm gonna click the button to generate another character here. The character is old, versatile, and likes to try new activities. What? And this story needs to start in a pop-up shop? Okay. A pop-up restaurant? Okay. Oh, shoot. It didn't copy. Okay. So both are old. Both are old. How the heck are they going to star in an action? They're old. What? God damn. This might end in tragedy, honestly. These characters may end in tragedy because how the heck are they going to defeat the actual killer? They're old. It also depends on what you mean by old. True. If you consider old to be 30s, okay, they can still kill someone. They could still kill the actual person that murdered someone. But they can't do that if they're like 90. Unless they have a gun. Can't do that at 90. That's the probability of that is very low. Oh shoot. I'm holding my little guy. I'm holding him. I didn't even realize I did it. Oh my gosh. Back on the head, you go. Well, it wasn't actually him. That's just a pillow replica. It's just a pillow replica. I did it by accident too. Oh, you're gonna see him again. It depends on what 30 is. Now I'm gonna click 0. Okay, whatever. I'm in my blanket now. Back to normal. Okay. Your character is old. Okay. I would say old is you are old is you're around your 50s. Yeah. That's midlife, but that's old. you've already lived a lot of your adult life, so I would consider that old. Yeah. Okay. In 50s. Okay. Your character is old, impatient, and impulsive. This could be the person that thinks that the other character killed someone. So not the suspected killer. This person is not the suspected killer, but they are the one they are the one that is trying to figure out who actually killed someone else. Yeah. This someone else, I don't think I really need to... It's not really about them. The story's not really about the person that died. It's going to be about the two. Maybe... Yeah. And since I'm only writing one scene, we don't really need to know a lot about the person that died. Maybe it's their relationship with both of these characters, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't need to know a lot about them. I could get like some small details, like who they are, like description of physicals, so that if that ever comes up in conversation, I could have it, but I don't need a lot of details about this character, like internal details, you know. Okay, so age. I would say this person is probably younger than the other person, versatile and likes to try new activities. Bruh, that's crazy. I would say maybe the impulsive one is in there. Just turned 50. They just turned 50. Yeah, they just turned 50. They're still impulsive, still impatient. They're like, I'm old. I don't need to deal with this. I'm old. I don't need to deal with this. The one that's versatile and likes to try new things. What does versatile mean? What does that even mean, versatile? I'll look it up. Like in a sense of a character, like I can understand like a versatile object, like a Swiss Army knife. That's a versatile object. But when it comes to characters, I'm like, how do I write that? Able to adapt or be adapted to many different functions or activities. Versatile, able to adapt to, no, versatile, able to adapt or be adapted to many different functions or activities. Well, that helps them liking to try new things. If they're versatile, of course they would like to try new things. They're very adaptable. Okay. $35? I'm probably ruining a lot of people's day. Not 351. That's crazy. Unless one of them is, one of them is a monster or something. Ah, wait, I could. I wasn't thinking of that. It's horror, so I could have a monster be one of these guys. Wait. Okay. Maybe this is it doesn't, I don't have comedy here, but I could still make it a monster. It would fit with the theme of horror, so I'm gonna make it a monster. 351. Let's do it. Yeah, 351. Now, which are they, a guy or a girl? Your character is old, impatient, and impulsive. I want to flesh them out a bit more before I decide if they're a guy or a girl. Yeah. Let's keep it ambiguous until I have the character profile. Until I have the character profile, let's keep it ambiguous. Who knows? I can't see them. The story begins at a pop-up restaurant. I still don't know what to do with that. Well, I don't really need to do a lot with it. It is what it is. The story begins at a pop-up restaurant. But why is it a pop-up restaurant? Damn it, now I'm leaning more into comedy. It's action horror, but I want more comedy. Okay, I want more brightness is what, yeah. But horror isn't bright, but it can be. It can be. Horror can be bright, I think. There's a lot of horror stuff that is bright. Okay, monster. A story about a monster. Yeah, a story about a monster. Of course the monster genre is a story about a monster, creature or mutant that terrorizes people. Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein is an example of a story with monster creature. Frankenstein is often also considered the first science fiction story in that it depicts biological science reanimating the dead. Other clear monster stories are of the creature or folklore and fable, the ghoul, the werewolf, and the zombie. Okay. Thinking tap on. Well, one of them is clearly very old. This one has to be the monster. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. They are what kind of monster? I don't know. What kind of monster are you? You 351-year-old. What kind of monster are you? Well, technically vampire, yeah, it is a subsect of the monster because the vampires are monsters, but it's also a separate thing, sort of separate. Because when you think of a vampire movie, you do think horror, you do think monster, but you also think vampire. You don't put it in the same category as like a maybe you think vampire werewolf together, but you don't really think much like zombie with the vampire. Do you think when you think vampire, do you put it in a like separate category from every other monster, or do you have like a humanoid monster category where there's like the werewolves, the vampires, and the zombies, and every other monster aside from that is its own thing? Because for me, I definitely put the humanoid monsters in a separate category from like the real, like the other types of monsters that exist. I do put it in a separate category. Because the themes that the themes that people use with those monsters are different. When you think of the humanoid monsters, it's more closely linked to like human fears. Well, all monsters are linked to human fears. We all use them for human fears, but the more humanoid ones are the fear that we have towards humans in general, while the other monsters could be related to like the boogeyman or anything like that. They're monsters as well, but they're well, yeah, but they are, I don't know if the origin of that monster is a humanoid form because it's more used to make people afraid of the dark. It was used to make people afraid of the dark, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we use monsters to make people afraid of stuff to keep them safe. And not everything, and we use monsters in stories to as like a more physical threat. So when you think of like the more humanoid monsters, it's about human fears, like fear of other humans, the fear that we have of what other humans could do. But when it's like a monster where you don't know, like the existential ones, those monsters are about other things that aren't physically human. You know, it's about the dark heights. Connection, maybe, like, not connection, the void. That's like the existential monsters, you know? Like, yeah, I think that makes sense. They are a monster. What kind of monster are you? But if you're the monster... Oh, wait. Okay. It's a monster that runs a pop-up restaurant. And yeah, okay. Okay. Weird as... That's so weird. A monster that runs a pop-up restaurant. I'm just leaning towards a lot of comedy. Making it lighthearted. But it says action horror. Action horror. I feel like when I say horror, I'm saying the wrong word. I don't know when you're hearing me saying the word, if you're hearing the wrong word or if you're hearing the right one, because I'm not saying the wrong one, I'm saying the right one, the one that's written down. But I don't know, with the mic, I look back on the stuff that I said, and sometimes you couldn't hear the full word that I said because I said it so softly. So when I'm saying the word and I turn away, sometimes I feel like you're not hearing the correct word that I'm saying, and it makes me afraid to say it. It makes me afraid. Honestly, that's the horror of horror. The horror of horror is that you might hear me say horror wrong and then think I'm insulting someone, but I'm not. Okay, what was I going to search again? I forgot what I was gonna search. I was right, I was gonna search what are some types of action horror. I feel like they're gonna be a lot darker. Action horror, yeah, let's go with movies. What? Top horror action movies. Really? Anaconda? it's very funny. Okay. Sinners is in there. Ready or Not. Yeah, there's a lot of like more seriouser movies. 28 weeks later, yeah. But there's also Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. I could do something like that, yeah. Something like Five Nights at Freddy's. It's the only one that I can think of. Does Ghostbusters... Could Ghostbusters be considered as action horror? It's about a ghost, so horror is right there. And they're doing a lot of action. It's not like it's a... It does have the comedy seal of approval as well, but Ghostbusters is an action horror. Yeah, okay. It's making me more... Okay. Okay, I'm going to make mine a bit more brighter, I think. Yeah. Right now I'm looking at promotional material for the movie Anaconda. Honestly, that snake looks so fake. In some, but in others it looks it's just the ginormousness, the ginormousness of the snake, you know? It's just because the snake is just that big that I'm like, that makes no sense. There's one time when I was like scrolling through YouTube Shorts. I don't have TikTok. I only have YouTube Shorts. I was scrolling and then I came across a video of someone in a helicopter filming a river that seemed to be the one in the Amazon, and then there was like a ginormous snake that was like slithering in and out of the river, and I was like, oh my god, that can't be real. That can't be real. And lo and behold, it was fake. It was fake the whole time. There was 1 second when I was looking at the video and I was like, oh my god, we just discovered something ginormous. Ginormous. But it was fake. And honestly, AI did a good job, but the people that like did the post-processing of the video that lowered the quality definitely did improve the believability of the video because it was so low quality. But then it just made no sense. I looked at the comments. We all agreed it was fake. And I had to put that phone down and ask myself, what has this world turned into, you know? What? Why? Why are you making me afraid? Why are you making me afraid? Huh? Why? I was a bit annoyed. Still in my head because that was a not like defining moment in my life, but it was just, Dang it. They fooled me. I want to believe that I can suss out what AI is and what it's not. But sometimes it's hard. Because sometimes you just want to believe something's real. Because it's so outlandish, but like life could be outlandish sometimes. But then it's not real. It's not real. And then you have to come to the fact of like, ah, man, okay, that's it. Life is boring. But I would prefer my life to be boring because I would not want to live in a world where any of the movies take place. Because in those movies, a lot of bad things happen and a lot of cities just get destroyed. So I don't want to live in a movie. It seems like some people do, but no, thank you. I don't want to live in a movie. Do you see the movies that you want to live in? You're crazy. You're crazy. Put them in an asylum. Put them in an asylum. They're too crazy. Life is not a movie. Life is life. If life was a movie, every person's death would mean something. Okay. They are a monster. Okay. They are a monster. Oh. They are a human. Believes a monster killed someone they love. How did I write someone wrong? Oh, there's an E. Believes. How did I write this one wrong? Believes? Believes. Okay. They believes the monster killed someone they love. They I wrote it wrong again. Believes well, they're so old. What does a person that old or a monster that old believe? Well, the pop-up restaurant can be one that shows up at night. It could be like supernatural in like yeah like is a bar considered a restaurant? Is a bar considered a restaurant? I need to search that up. I don't think it would. Is a bar considered a restaurant? Question mark. A bar is generally not considered a restaurant. Okay. Because it primarily focuses its primary focus is serving alcoholic beverages. Okay. It's not a bar. What about Oh, what are those standing bars in Japan called? It doesn't, the setting doesn't say anything about the country. So technically, it could be it could be like a yokai or something. Oh my god. Yes. 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 Let's do that. Unless I find something more interesting. What are those, what are those standing restaurants in Japan? Standing restaurants in Japan known as tachinomi? They're bars. No, eateries. Tachiguri? Tachiguri. It's tachiguri? Let me see. Wait. Tachiguri. 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 Let's look at images. Yeah. A traditional budget-friendly Japanese dining style where customers eat at high counters without chairs. It is popular for fast meals like soba, udon, sushi, often found near train stations. Catering to busy customers. Any workers' common types include tachiguri soba, tachiguri sushi, tachiguri, and a modern trend. Okay, it's a tachiguri. The pop-up restaurant is a tachiguri that only shows up at night. That only at night. Let me just put this in italics. A tachiguri that only opens at night. Okay, so its setting is a tachiguri, but it's also in Japan because it had, yeah. There's not really any tachiguris in other places outside of Asia. Yeah, I've never heard of a standing restaurant in other countries. No, it's not in my brain database. I do not have that in my head. In Japan. That only opens up at night. In a small, dimly lit back alley. In Japan. Yeah, small. A narrow. How do you write narrow? Narrow? A dimly lit narrow alley. I know I wrote it wrong completely, but how do we write narrow? Narrow? Oh, I only needed one M. Narrow? Oh, there's a W. Did I write alley correctly? Hopefully I did. The Tachiguri. Opens. Opens at night. No. One night on a new moon. The Tachiguri in Japan in a dimly lit narrow alley. The Tachiguri opens on every new moon. Oh no, it opens at night on every new moon. Opens at night. Just moving some stuff around. Just take this. My phone was charging and I just took it out of charging. It's at a good percentage. It should stay alive for a while. Tachiguri opens at night. Every new moon. And since new moons don't happen every time, it's considered a pop-up restaurant. Haha. I played the system. Tachiguri opens at night on every new moon. Local legend? No. Folklore. Folklore? Is that considered folklore when it's like a local? Wow, what is another word for like a local legend? Another. Legend. Alternative terms to local legend includes home. No, not local legend like that. A local folklore. Folklore? I guess folklore. Folklore. Yeah, I'll go with folklore. No, people whisper of a tachiguri. That, oh, it's italicized. Well, that opens that opens at night on every new moon. Don't stay. Too long. Or isn't there already one where, like, if you eat at a touchy goody at night somewhere, don't look at like the other person that that walks in, because it could be like a sort of yokai. Isn't there like a touchy goody myth, like a night touchy goody myth? Tachigui. Have I been saying it wrong? Tachigui? Have I been saying it wrong? I have. Oh my god. Tachigui. Hopefully I'm saying it right now, but I've been saying it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean tachigui. Is there a tachigui? Oh. Folklore. Yes, there is a tachigui folklore, but it's not a traditional ancient Japanese myth. Instead, it's a fabricated modern mythology created by filmmakers Mamoru Ochi in this 2006 film Tachigui, The Amazing Lives of the Fast Food Grifters, and related works in this Kibero saga. Or folklore. What? Tachigui, The Amazing Life of the Fast Food Grifters. Mamoru Ochi, known for... Oh, okay, he's known for Ghost in a Shell. I'm like, wait, Ghost in a Shell in Japanese is this? What? Okay. Created a mockumentary that frames Tachigui master, people who skip out on the bill at standing noodle shop, as legendary. Okay, while there is no widespread ancient folklore specifically about Tachigui, standing fast food eating, in the tradition yokai sense, there is a specific modern and highly niche culture interpretation of it as horror adjacent, notably in a work of Dr. Mamoru Ochi. What is it then? I can't tell. Anyways, okay. A dimly lit opens at night on every new moon. For the owner, will eat you. Will your soul. But that's the folklore, but that's not actually what happens. In actuality, what happens is that if you stay too long, another customer goes into the tachigui, and that is the real monster that actually kills the people that stay too long. And the guy that runs the restaurant is blissfully unaware that this keeps happening because they both leave. But that's what, once they leave, once that one person leaves, the actual monster that kills them leaves like a couple minutes after them and then kills them. So technically they're the actual killers. The other patron is the actual killer, not the owner. But because they keep going to that same tachigui, people keep thinking, oh, they're the reason that they keep dying. But okay. People whisper of a tachigui that opens at night on every new moon. They say they warn not to stay too long. Or your soul may be the price you pay. How do I italicize? Do I just have to click it again? Yeah, okay. They warn not to stay too long or you're... yeah, they warn not to stay too long. Did I say warn correctly? Hopefully. Let's check. Warn. Warning. I wrote it wrong, I know it now. Warning. Warn? Warn. Control C. Let's check. Control C. Past participle or where? What? Oh, warn. It's been worn. No, I mean warning, like to warn. Warning. Verb. Not working. Warning. I had wrote it the right way the first time. Okay, I was right. Sometimes I'm right. And I just I have to double check because I could be wrong. To not stay too long, not to stay too long. Too long, or your soul, not may be the price you pay for the good food, or just the food. The people that stay wouldn't be able to tell to say it's really good, even though it is really good. All the food is really good in the tachigui, but because the customer base dies, people don't know. People don't know that it's actually good food. It's really good food. Okay. Someone mistakenly believes he or she killed someone. The owner of the restaurant keeps being blamed for the actual yokai. Will it be yokai or will it be a monster? Debating monster or yokai. For the deaths that the actual killer committed, because the last place people see them, because the victims are last seen entering a tachiguri. Because the victim entering are last seen at his tachiguri, at his restaurant. No, I'll say tachiguri here. Tachiguri. I keep wanting to say tachiguri, but it's not that. Tachiguri. I wrote it wrong here. Yeah, of course. Okay. The real killer is the second is a passing yokai. It's a passing yokai. That also frequents his Tachigui. The real killer is a passing yokai that also frequents his Tachigui. Yeah. Okay. But I feel like, okay, the human person should probably be a investigator. Maybe it's not people he loves, but he's trying to figure out this case. Believes the monster killed. A human detective. A human yokai hunter. Yeah. That owns the what is the symbolism of a new moon? New moon. The meaning of a new moon. Sure, let's go with that first. What does a new moon symbolize? What? The symbolism of a new moon. The new moon is commonly known as a time of initiate to what? It's known as a time to initiate beginnings. Something to also be mindful of is that when the new moon occurs, it not only begins a new cycle but also ends the phase that came before. Okay. Symbolism. New beginnings, renewal, introspection, and potential. Fresh start, introspection, reflection, planting seeds, inner power, ending and beginnings, rituals. Okay. How are Tachiguris normally? But Tachiguis. What is the naming conventions of tachiguis? What are the naming conventions of tachiguis? Tachigui, which translates literally to standing eating. Refers to oh yeah, I know, but the naming conventions. Wrong. The naming conventions of tachigui restaurants. Follow naming conventions that emphasize speed, specific dish served, and other stand-up nature of the establishment. These names are described in the design to inform customers of workers immediately of the type of food, price point, and service style. Fast. Dish, and then tachigi describes terms. Names often highlight that restaurant is a quick standing only. Area, local base, functional names. Some signs may not have a formal name but simply state the food served, such as soba udon. Okay. Okay. Tachinomi is a standing bar. I'm not doing any bars. Bars are not restaurants. Okay. Likes to and That likes to talk. Talk to understand. That likes with humans. To know them. Understand them and their world. The thing is, the restaurant, okay, the owner, Japan. In dimly lit near people whisper of a touchy goodie. What is a word for something that pops up all over the place? A word for something. A word for something that pops up all over the place. Top choices. Ubiquitous, omnipresent, pervasive, prevalent, rife, erupt, sprouting, cropping. At different times. No, not sporadic, ubiquitous, or patchy. Like it pops up here, then it pops up there. There's not really a word for it that I can find right now. Maybe elusive. Is elusive the word that I'm... Elusive. Definition. Difficult to find, catch, or achieve. Yes, elusive. Then elusive. Such a goodie that opens at night. Okay, so the hunter, the yokai hunter, tracks it down. The Tachiguri will show up in this place at this location. He scopes out the place. He stays there for a while, and then, oof, the Tachiguri appears. He goes in and then confronts her, tries to get some, like, tries to talk with the owner to catch him. Yeah. The yokai hunter. This case? Tracks down. Nope, I wrote wrong. And tries to... Well, what does he want to do? What does he want to do? He wants to arrest. He wants to kill the yokai. Because if he just wants to kill the yokai, he could just go in there and then do it like that. Because he's impulsive and impatient. Maybe the human is impatient, but because of his job, he tries to be patient sometimes. But then he just sometimes if he gets too impatient, he just and then his impulsiveness makes him more impatient. But he knows he's impulsive. He knows he's impatient and impulsive, so he tries to subside it, but sometimes it just comes out. Yeah. And tries to... But before... he can... So, it came up naturally. They are a he. The yokai hunter on this case tracks down the Tachiki, tries to arrest him, but before he can, the real monster shows up. The hunter leaves. Thinking he's not surrounded, but he's outmatched because now there's two yokais and only one of him, and he can't fight two. He can only do one-on-ones. Probably he wasn't supposed to be there. Yeah, probably he wasn't supposed to be there. To sealing his fate as the next but the owner the owner save Yeah. Do people no, Japanese people don't retire at 50. When do Japanese people retire? Tired. Japanese people typically retire from their primary full-time position at the age 60, but many continue working until 65 or older, with average actual retirement ages being 69. Nice. For men and 66 for women, but to an aging population and pension gaps, most companies offer or are required to provide contract roles for employees wishing to work beyond age 60. Wow. What does a 60-year-old Japanese person look like? Year-old Japanese man. Damn. They look so old. Some look really old. Oh, this is only. Some don't look really old, and some do look really old. It's kind of hard to actually know because you never know the actual ages of these people that we see on online. They say they're 60 because they show up when you put 60-year-old Japanese man, but they might be 90, you know? You never know. Like, literally, this is like a 112-year-old man. But why the heck does he show up when I put in the search term 60-year-old, you know? Why? Why does he show up? He just does. I'll make him 60. I'll make him 60. Okay. Characters. Oh man. They're a yokai, so I don't know what kind of yokai. I need to search types of yokai. yokai. Do 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 do. The folklorist Tsutomu Emma studied the literature and paintings depicting yokai and henge, dividing them into categories as presented in the Nihon Yokai Hengeshi and the Odake no Rekishi, categories based on a yokai's true form, human, animal, plant, object, natural phenomena, categories beyond the source of mutation. Mutation related to this world, spiritual or mental related. Mutation, what? I'm confused. As concept, the concept of yokai varies greatly throughout Japan culture and historical period. Typically, the older the time period, the higher the number of phenomena deemed to be supernatural and the results of yokai. According to Japanese ideas of animism, spirit-like entities were believed to reside in all things, including natural phenomena and objects. Such spirits possessed emotion and personalities. Peaceful spirits were known as Nigi Mitama, who brought good fortune. Violent spirits known as Aramitama brought ill fortune, such as illness and natural disasters. Neither type of spirit was considered to be yokai. What? Then why are they here? Yokai are a class of supernatural entities and spirits in Japanese folklore. Yokai are a vast range of beings, including shapeshifters, ghosts, demons, tricksters. They can be mischievous, helpful, malevolent, often appearing as animal-like features, possessed objects, or humanoids. They embody them the mysterious and uncanny aspects of nature and human emotions. Yokai are also referred to as ayakashi or mononoke or mamono. Some academics and Shinto practitioners acknowledge similarities within the seeming dichotomy between the nature of yokai and most kami, which are generally regarded as relatively beneficent in comparison. In class, the two are ultimately the same type of spirit or of nature or of mythological realm. Their behavior can range from malevolent or mischievous to benevolent benevolent. Bruh, what was I saying? Bleh. Yokais often have animal-like features such as kappa. Oh, the kappa. Yeah, the turtle duck bald head guys. But may also appear humanoid in appearance, such as the Kushisake Onna. The Kushisake Onna. Kushisake Onna is a malevolent figure in Japanese urban legend and folklore, described as a malicious spirit, or onryo, an onryo, an onryo of a woman. She particularly covers her face with a mask of other items or carries a pair of scissors, a knife, or some other sharp object. She is most often described as tall woman of about 175, 100. Oh my god, wait. I think there is like a folklore thing about her. It's getting late. Control B. Okay. I just want some names, but the Wikipedia definitely didn't help much. A raccoon dog, a spider shapeshifters who prey on humans through traps and trickery. Tsuchigomi, Orogumo. winged long nose, supernatural powers, and skilled in martial arts. Niño, merfolk who may appear like fish with human torso. Okay, no. Kirin, the eastern equivalent to western unicorn. That's not what I want. Kodama, the spirit of a tree. Oh, the Kodama in the Ghibli movies, the Kodamas. Komainu, stone creatures that usually guard shrines. Ghosts. The Rain Woman. Ame Ona. Is seen. Oh. The Rain Woman is seen licking raindrops from her own hands in the middle of the rain. What the heck? Awandon. Awandon, the Blue Lantern Ghost, appears at the end of a ghost story game to frighten the players. Aonyobo. Aonyobo, the blue wife, is a ghost of a maiden whose face is frightening, forever awaiting her husband/lover. Gashadokuro, the giant skeleton in a Night Stalker, that hunts lone humans, grabs them and bites their head off before drinking all their blood. God damn! I think we got a winner. Gashadokuro. The Gashadokuro, god damn. The giant skeleton too. It's probably one of his forms, but he can have like a human form. In my canon, it's able to have a human form. It can shapeshift a bit. It would only make sense because he has to be able to go into the dang the tashiguri. He needs to be able to go into the tashiguri like with no suspicion about it, you know? Like if a giant skeleton comes into a tashiguri, you know something's about to go down. But if it's like a shapeshifter, he could shapeshift into a human, and then once the person leaves, he can walk behind them and then turn into the giant skeleton and then eat them and then drink their blood. Now I just need to know how the thing looks. Oh my god. Oh, it's that. Okay, yeah, there was a famous painting about him. Huh. How am I okay. Oh, the. Oh. I'm looking at a picture that's scary of the giant skeleton. Oh my god. Yeah, so scary. It's very scary, actually. The real killer is a shape-shifting Gashiki. No. Ga Gashadokuro. Gashadokuro is a shape shifting Gashadokuro. Gashadokuro. Oh, I wrote it wrong. There's no C. Gashadokuro. But I wrote shape-shifting wrong as well, of course. Maybe there's a E here or something. Yup. That's all it needed. Just an E. Okay, but what kind of yokai is the restaurant owner? Hmm. I'm searching what kind of yokai that dude could be. Not dude, but what kind of yokai would run a tashiki? What kind of yokai would run a tashiki? Hmm. inoperable. Known for appearing at night and unsettling people. New moon. Meanings ties to the theme of okay. It gave me some pretty good. Okay, so it could be a kitsune, Mujina, or a noperabo, or tanuki. A tanuki, a kitsune, or a noperabo. What can an operabo do? Their powers. What are their powers? Can appear completely human. Transformation is instant. They often reveal only after gaining trust. Yeah, I think it's better if I feel like people would do I want more recognizability in the character, or do I just want to make a character an original one? Because I don't think there is a new moon spirit. new spirit. There is no specific widely known new moon spirit distinct from the general moon deity in traditional Japanese mythology. Tsukuyomi no Mikoto is the primary Shinto deity of the moon. As the god of the moon, night, and time cycle, Tsukuyomi governs all lunar phases, including the new moon, which is sometimes viewed as a time of quiet reflection and prayer. Are there any other moon spirits? Okay. Yokai and mythical beings associated with the moon, most notably Gyokuto. Gyokuto? What is that? Oh, Jade Rabbit, which inhabit the moon, and pounds mochi. Another prominent, often dangerous figure is the Katsura Otoko. Katsura Otoko, an incredibly beautiful man who lives in the moon and prunes a giant Katsura tree. Okay. Okay, I guess it's going to be a original moon spirit. Shingetsugami. She's Shingetsugami. From enemy to friend theme. Maybe something about the generational differences of people. One of them is really, really, really old, but the generation. Don't hold. Facing the not age. That's not true though. Yeah. Okay. Well, I only have one story and it's getting very late. So I'm just going to continue with this one story. I haven't even written it, dude. Duh. Okay. Now I have to do the vision board. Now time to do the vision board. I'm gonna search stuff up on Pinterest and then I'm going to plop them down onto the vision board. And if I need the names of the things, okay, I need the names. Tachigui. Me. Tatsugui at night. I don't see the type that I want. Okay, I'm just going to Tatsugui in general. Yeah, just the fairly standard one. Street food. Is this a Tatsugui? You're not standing. It has a seat, so I don't think it's a Tatsugui. Okay. But this one definitely is one. There's one. There's two. Here are the Tachiguis. Just make that word, okay? Tachigui. Oh, yeah, there, right there. An alley. And Japanese alley at night. Oh shoot. Jump. Yeah, something like this. I wanted to have like a bluish green vibe, like a bluish green vibe with sickly lighting. not a warm, inviting lighting, because since it's horror, I feel like if it was a warm, inviting light, it wouldn't make as much sense. It doesn't make as much sense. Okay. Okay. Let me put nobody. Certainly a bit smaller. Okay. This is the setting mostly. The alley? The setting. The setting and the vibe. The vibe. So the tachugi is in this alley. Like a standing type of tachugi like this in this alley right here. This is pretty useless. It's not that it's not that big of a line. It's pretty useless using that. Okay. Now for the monster. Just need to copy the name. Copy. I'll show you the art that I was talking about that really terrified me. But all the depictions of this monster, they are ginormous. Ginormous. Ginominosaurus. Ginormous. The traditional depiction of this monster is from an old painting. What the heck? Someone defiled the painting and made a meme. Anyways. Okay. Control V. Time to bring in the pictures. These guys are creepy. They're so creepy. Not gonna lie, very creepy. And there. Okay. This one is more of the setting again. I'll put it here. I like the aspect of the fogginess. But in theory, it's not dark enough. This seems to be like midday. It's not dark enough. I just like the fog. Night fog. Night fog is sort of visible if you have like a lot of light, but you can see it in the distance. But fog is not. If it's like truly like completely dark, I don't think you'd be able to see fog. Could you feel it? I wonder. Can you feel fog? This would be the characters, not the setting anymore. Characters. Okay. Okay. I need an old Japanese detective. Hmm. Yeah, something like that. Not old like from another time, like old as in he is old. He is the old, not the environment. Download it. Dun. The detective, the what did I call him again? The yokai hunter? Okay, so this is the yokai hunter. This is the Gasha Dokuro. This setting. I'm getting the vibes. Hopefully. Let me put this here instead. How do you write fog? F-O-G-E? Is that it? F-O-G-E? Yeah, just F-O-G-E. There's walking into the unknown. Just take this down a bit. And now all I need is my original yokai. And that's going to be the hardest to find any reference for it because it's not a yokai that exists, so all I know is that it shapeshifts into like a woman, and that is really old. Not in looks, I don't think, but in actual age and amount of years lived. Amount of years lived. Let me just go back to the get the name that I gave it. Shingetsugami. A Shingetsugami. Yeah, an anime that definitely reminds me of the plot that it gave me is Inspector. In/specter. I watched a bit of it, and I actually really liked it in the beginning, but then I never kept up with it, so I don't know how the story ends. Maybe something like I want to say something like Ghostface, like the one from the Studio Ghibli movie. You have to plan so much before writing, for me at least. I always try and plan before writing so that I have an idea of, and so that I don't like just go off course, not knowing what to do. It helps a lot for me, but it takes so long. Oh, so long. It's just yokai. Let's see what it gives me. It keeps feeling like something like drying paint or like styrofoam. I don't know what it is, but it keeps going up my nostrils, and I'm like, it's hurting my brain. Why leave? You know? Maybe it could be a spirit that wears a mask. Yeah. A womanly spirit that wears a mask. I don't know what type of mask, but a mask. Download. 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 Okay. The enjoy. Shin Getsu Gami. The Shingatsugami. Now for the inspiration. The inspiration that I found online. To make images bigger. Okay. Okay, something like that. It's hard to imagine that this person, the Shingatsugami, that the inspiration for my Shingatsugami is a person or a yokai that is versatile and likes new activities. But they are Mhm. Okay, I got the setting and the characters. Now that I have both, I can do this. Now that I have both, I can do this. You know, there's not much I can do with the space. Trying to give no space. Nah, that's all I can do. Okay. I'll put this in another. I'll put this somewhere over here. And I'll go back to a writing scene. Now it's time to start the story. How do I start it? Okay. Let's Just format first. Alignment. To the left, to the left. Number 1. It was dark. Oh. Nothing. Nothing but the sickly fluorescent. It's dark. Oh, are you ready? He was on. I need to generate some actual names though. I didn't think of that. Oh god. I need to generate some names. I have no names for them. What will their names be? I'll just call him Haru. Wait. He mutters. It has to be here. Mm. Not wanted. Ay, ay. Fill the house with... Wait.